Welcome back to another Hearts of Iron 4 Dev Diary. First off, I want to apologize about getting this one out so late. It's been kind of a busy week for me, so sorry about that. Hopefully everything's been resolved and I will start doing the videos on the same day that they actually do the Dev Diaries. Nobody make a joke about how I just said doo-doo. Anyway, so basically today they are talking about the 1.7 update. There are a couple balancing kind of things they're doing, armor packs, radio packs, and all that kind of stuff that's being added with the new update to Man the Guns, or the Hydra update to be more specific. So first off, they actually explain here that they're going to be changing some stuff up. Like, for example, they're going to be adding over 60 different vehicles in total in Hearts of Iron 4. Not actually vehicles themselves, but models and all this other kind of stuff, which is really cool. Now, apparently what happened before, over 60 in total for Germany, Italy, and Japan is who are going to end up getting the vehicles. As a free bonus, the pack includes 8 German tanks that were previously only available in the Colonel Edition. And they even specified that, well, we very well couldn't make an Axis armor pack without the King Tiger. Here's a couple sample renders for each nation. So pretty much it looks like it's just going to be Germany, Italy, and Japan. There's not going to be Hungary stuff added or anything along those lines. It seems they're just talking about Germany, Italy, and Japan. They're going to add the 60 in total for. So this is actually really interesting here, the way they kind of set this up, and it kind of sparks my interest a little bit. So up here, up top, this is probably more than likely, since it's a Sturmpanzer, I would guess this is supposed to be the heavy artillery, or the heavy self-propelled artillery. I think this would probably be a Jag Panther in my opinion, but they mentioned up here about a King Tiger, but this to me does not seem like a King Tiger because of the turret. Then here we have a Stug, and then over here on the right we have a Grill. Now here's what's kind of interesting to me about this. It doesn't really seem like this should be here, which is really weird to me. For Japan, I think this is supposed to mean that they're going to add models for people who want to make self-propelled AA divisions, because this is just a little armored truck with an AA gun on the back. Compared to up here, we have a self-propelled heavy artillery, and the Grill is a light heavy, or a light 3 self-propelled artillery. So they didn't show an AA vehicle. Down here for Italy, I'm not that knowledgeable about Italy tanks. This is obviously some kind of tank destroyer tank, you know, light tank. But it's really weird that they have an AA tank here, but none of the other models, I guess, have them. So they're going to be adding a bunch of different ones, it seems. So let's go ahead down here a little bit. They also explained that they're going to be adding 2D art for a lot of these vehicles as well, which is really welcome to me to find this out. Now, something really weird, I don't know what the Brumaba, I don't know what this is under, actually, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's a light self-propelled artillery or what this is, but, well, I mean, it's a light self-propelled artillery or self-propelled artillery of some type, medium self-propelled gun, actually. But I don't really know what this would be off of, to be honest with you, so maybe a medium too. But anyway, so it actually explains that they're going to be adding 18 tanks, 18 tank destroyers, 15 self-propelled artillery, 8 self-propelled AA, and 2 mechanized and half-track 3D models. So it's actually really awesome to find all this out. I would expect that probably might cost money to actually get this, but from what I've been able to understand and see, it looks like the models themselves may not cost anything, but then if you want like pictures, stuff like that, that might cost money. But anyway, since this is supposed to be the Axis, I would assume there's probably going to be one for the Allies very soon. Another thing that I am incredibly excited for is they're adding radio stations like in their other games, like City Skylines and, well, other Paradox games, I don't know. Apparently they're going to be adding radio packs now, which is really exciting for me. To be honest, I don't care if they do cost money, I'm probably going to get them all anyway. So they're going to have 3 radio stations, communist, fascist, and aligned, and they've actually got it over here explained that it's going to be Axis radio, Allies radio, and then down here radio Commentuf, I guess, I don't know. But anyway, this is obviously the Russian one, that's the German one, that's the Ally one. So it actually shows a list here of the songs, which is really cool. These don't change the basic songs themselves. I would assume they're going to be in there still, but you can probably pick the Hearts of Iron 4 here, which would be the basic radio stations. Then you could choose one of these to actually get something specific. So this is the Allies one right here, and this is the Axis one over here. Now, down here, as you can see, they do explain that we have also made a free radio station called Hearts of Iron Classics, which has 35 of our favorite tunes from Hearts of Iron 2 and Hearts of Iron 3. So, really excited to hear that. As you can see, down here is the picture. So now let's go ahead and talk about the updates they're doing with Hydra and all the balancing and stuff. So they also explain in this first little part here about the Hydra update that this is going to already be in beta stage. You can try a lot of these features out that they're talking about if you feel like it. But mainly, these are the tips they're talking about that make the most difference in the game. So right here, they're actually going to make subs a little bit more easy to take out in a way. They really explain in here that pretty much what ended up happening beforehand was a lot of the time the AI would change certain things, or players would in multiplayer, that would allow the subs to really go for easier targets that weren't being convoy escorted if they didn't have large enough patrols, which in multiplayer, I'm pretty sure the majority of people know in multiplayer that it was absolutely ridiculous how many submarines could be sent somewhere and just take out hundreds of convoys before any kind of really surface detection would happen. What ends up happening down here that they explain is that now they've made submarine raiding or convoy raiding with subs a bit more flexible, giving them more opportunity to attack convoys that are escorted sufficiently. So instead of them going exclusively for convoys that were not really protected and then your ships would engage occasionally, this is now saying that if they engage a convoy, there's a chance that even if they put on low attack or whatever, low engagement rates or anything, there's still a large chance possibly that they will attack a convoy and escort ships will engage it. So this even explains, to prove that that is what they're talking about, this comes with the added risk of losing too many subs in a war of attrition. So that's actually really, really cool in my opinion. Next up, they're talking about down here about how screens were pretty much dying way too often, that screens were just being defeated so easily it was ridiculous. Pretty much they explained they're going to increase the chance the ships are going to survive combat, less focused fire in combat, and pretty much the screens will retreat faster now and damage has overall been lowered. This apparently makes the combat longer, which means a more closer statistical representative of opposing stats that feel a bit less random, feel of random results. So pretty much screens are going to retreat from battle faster now if they start getting engaged. They're not going to fire directly upon enemy ships anymore. It's going to make the battles last longer, which is really good. And also at the same time, it's going to make the screen spam idea less viable as a strategy in multiplayer and single player. Down here, they're just talking about changing the speed, or pretty much they're going to be adding a speed reduction and all that kind of stuff on certain ships, because a lot of ships had speed impacts lowered, others had a speed debuffs added, that's not really that too big of a deal. And then finally, the main thing that you guys need to know about is the land commander balance. So what does this say, you might wonder? Since land commander traits were introduced, they have done a bit too much to diminish the importance of ground combat tech, to soften some of the land combat min-maxing, as well put more weight into research. A lot of the most beneficial commander traits were nerfed, and offense-defense stats on commanders and their benefit halved. This, combined with improving some generally less desirable traits, should prove more viable options for building commanders and make commander grinding less impactful overall. These commander changes probably need more testing though, and likely won't make it for 1.7. So what does this actually mean? Once this is added in, they explain here that the commanders are going to have their offensive and defensive stats halved, which means if you previously had, say, a level 6 commander and he could get a level 30% attack bonus, now it's going to be pulled down to about a 15% bonus for attacking someone. They also explain that they're going to be moving around some of the amounts of the traits on here somewhere, and I assume Fortress Buster is probably going to be one of them, since people started making memes about people being able to push through the Maginot Line in single player and multiplayer. Anyway, down here they're just talking about Paradox for next week, since it's the 3-year anniversary of Hearts of Iron 4, that they're going to be doing a 3-day war stream together with a bunch of influencers. Unfortunately, I was not in it. I would love to have been though. But anyway, guys, I am really excited about this, and hopefully you guys will subscribe, and maybe one day, if enough people do subscribe, I'll be big enough to actually make it into one of these streams in 1v1 Dan 9L and maybe I Sorrows. Actually, that might be a really bad idea. I don't know how well I'd stack up against Drew Durnell. Anyway, so guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time, and please subscribe. I want to fight. I want to play. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Stay awesome.